All right, ready for bout number 2. We go to a Muay Thai bout in the featherweight division. It's Devin Henderson from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. His debut in Muay Thai, taking on Jamie Pederson from Fight for Sith Law in Nashville, Tennessee. Also making his debut in the featherweight division in Muay Thai here at Valor Underground. Henderson v. Pederson next here in Nashville. To bring the fighters out, we go back to the cage and Jeff Hobbs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next bout of the evening is in the featherweight division. It'll be contested under the rules of amateur Muay Thai kickboxing. It's scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Your first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 146.4 pounds. He makes his debut here tonight. He represents the UFC gym out of Murfreesboro. From Murfreesboro, Tennessee, this is Devin Henderson.
The younger of the two fighters, Devin Henderson. He's also the taller of the two fighters. We'll get to the tail of the tape in just a sec. Devin Henderson out of that UFC Murfreesboro camp down the road in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, trained by Alan Clark and trains with Cody Stewart, who we will see a little bit later on tonight. And he's taking on Jamie Pederson from the Fight Force camp in Nashville. Taurus, what do you think about this matchup?
Man, I love Muay Thai bouts. This is going to be really interesting, you know. You got Devin Henderson coming in as a debut. So, you know, first time in the cage, first time getting this experience. This is going to be a big-time fight for him, you know. No better place to start off and have a debut than here at Valor Underground. So I'm excited. I'm willing to bet he has a lot of guys, but to come in here and go against a guy that's from Nashville, Tennessee, Jamie Pederson, I mean, this is a big-time hill to climb. So I'm excited to see what Devin Henderson brings to the table.
Yeah, and Ronnie spending time here in Nashville at that camp at Fight Force Fitness in Nashville. They're not. DJ Miller's not going to put guys out there until they're ready to go.
Listen, I was hitting pads with DJ Miller like 4 hours ago. DJ's the man.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Like, he's a great fighter. Probably maybe a better coach. I don't know. If the kid doesn't perform, maybe it's just nerves. Because, like, I mean, DJ, I could give him nothing but praise. He's amazing. Muay Thai is what that dude is great at.
And Peterson works with Bailey Cawley, Jonathan Roque, Austin Barker, some of the guys that he has done training with at that Fight Force Fitness camp in Nashville, Tennessee. But you see Devin Henderson with the final checks before he steps into the cage from the inspection zone here at Valor Underground in Nashville. Henderson's in the cage. We go back to our man.
The red corner. He weighed in at 145.6 pounds. Tonight's his debut and represents Fight for Sith Law right here in Nashville, Tennessee. This is Jamie Pederson.
Jamie Pederson coming out. Huge reaction for Pederson. Spell that last name, Pederson. And we'll set up the tail of the tape between these two fighters. Devin Henderson, 23 years old. Jamie Pederson, 37 years old. So Henderson, 14 years younger than Pederson. Henderson, 5'11", Pederson, 5'8", so a 3-inch height advantage for Henderson as well. And then the weight. Henderson weighed in at 146.4, Pederson at 145.6. Debuts for both, so experience is exactly the same. So, Ronnie, what do you recall in terms of where your nerves, your mindset was the first time you went into a cage in any sort of combat sport?
See, I don't know what it is, but in my opinion, the cage is different than a ring. I started out kickboxing, and I got in a ring. I was nervous, but I wasn't scared. First time I stepped into a cage, I was scared, and I almost had trouble taking deep breaths. So it really just depends if the cage is if there's a factor on making him more nervous than he really is.
So how about that for any of you fighters that are watching right now? Maybe you have aspirations to work your way up and get to the big time. That's a successful UFC fighter that told you that, hey, he had nerves the first time he went into the cage. I mean, that's natural. It's just how you channel that once you get going.
Yeah. Once you start the fighting part, that's it. You're good. Just avoid that adrenaline dump.
Torres, what do you recall first time? I tell you what, we'll get your thoughts on that here in 1 second as the 37-year-old making his debut with a huge crowd backing. Jamie Pederson is in the cage. And we are ready for bout number 2 here at Valor Underground in Nashville. It's a featherweight bout at 145. It's Muay Thai. Devin Henderson in the black and red trunks. Jamie Pederson in also the black and red trunks. Short black and red trunks with the red glove tape. They touch gloves, and we are underway. A little American flag on the trunks of Devin Henderson, and we are underway. Jeff Mackins, our referee.
Really good.
Oh, good start.
Really good by Pederson. You can tell. Oh, really good comeback.
Man, he's flowing.
Wow.
Down goes Henderson.
I'm impressed, by the way. Wow.
Can't
For your
turn,
first fight,
standing 8 count. Can't turn your back though, right?
yeah, you can't do that unless you're gonna spin. I turn my back all the time.
Oh, really good combination off the back by Pederson.
Pederson still on the attack. Catch of the kick by Henderson.
Okay.
Hey, just whale.
Pederson coming out hard, man. Really good round so far by Pederson.
3 2-minute rounds. in this
Oh, good
Muay Thai
knee to the
bout.
body. Good
Yep.
knee to the
Yeah,
body.
really nice.
Oh,
yeah, we've
another-
got that underhook too. Nice.
The combinations by Pederson, he's flowing really well.
Wow,
It looks effortless.
Henderson head down and just swinging.
Him being 37, I mean, I'm willing to bet he's been training this martial arts for a good minute.
That's the only thing that can explain this.
As Ronnie mentioned, he was working the pads with DJ Miller earlier today.
Sorry, he put me through it.
So one of his guys out here performing, having a great first
Oh.
round.
Look how calm he is right now.
Dang.
Oh,
Really good vision as well. All the counter shots he pulls back.
Final seconds of round number
yes,
one.
his technique is on point. He's really calm in there. Henderson,
Wow, that's stumbled and down goes Henderson in the final seconds of the round. Who's going to get the standing 8 count anyway, even though we've reached the end of round number one. See if he can respond and continue. Henderson looks over and says he's good to go. So that will officially end round number one. Wow.
Henderson showing some grit, huh?
So what a first round. I don't think I need to ask you guys who won that round.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that one is too
The only thing
hard.
he got hit with was leg kicks. That's really the only thing he got hit with.
Torres, take us through this replay here.
I mean, man, it explains it right here. I mean, look at this clinch. Look how look how he holds the back of his head. He has that great Muay Thai clinch and the knees to the body, constant, having his back on the cage. And again, look at this. He was so smooth with his technique. Pederson, he got to move. He got to move from that position. He can't sit there. And Henderson, he took a lot of damage this first round. And look at this great right.
Pay attention
Straight.
to that frame in the beginning of the end of that sequence. It was amazing. He had his elbow tucked, came out, pushed right off, right hand.
Right hand, straight down.
It was really good details for a guy that's making his debut.
You're talking about nerves. I don't think Pederson got too many nerves.
Yeah, he just ran right through the nerves. He said, "Nope."
So we'll see if Henderson has a different game plan approach and if he can avoid some shots. But we're landing flush.
Yeah, I think he should go on a heavy kick attack. It's the only thing that was really looking like it might have worked.
Henderson white headgear. Pederson in the black. Combo.
Right back to it. That was a great leaping hook into that right hand.
Okay. Okay, Henderson. Oh.
Henderson trying to pick up Pederson. there
Yeah,
for a
he
second.
panic wrestled a little bit in that one.
You're starting to see some of the slight fatigue from Pederson.
That's
in
what I
this
was
one.
just thinking.
Henderson is starting to add up his volume. I think Henderson got to keep sticking and moving. He got to keep sticking and moving. Pederson really good with that jab. Really good jab. But,
Wow, down goes Henderson.
Looked like
That's-
that got him right on the side back of the head.
Yes.
Real loop that overhand well.
That's the third time. Not sure that he's going to be able to get up from this one. He's at 6 now. Over. Henderson says no, but he was not collected in time. And this is a win to excite the fans here in Nashville for Jamie Pederson from Fight Force Fitness in Nashville, winning his debut in Muay Thai. How about that?
Man, what a performance by Jamie Pederson in his debut. Man, these strikes were crazy.
Ronnie, take us to his replay here. Could be the finish, I think.
Yeah, look more like a right hook. If you're standing in when you're in orthodox, anytime a right hook or an overhand is thrown, it's definitely going to clip the outer side of the head, which is going to really knock off your equilibrium right in the ear.
right in
I'm
the
sure like that didn't feel good at all.
And that's after taking a whole lot of punishment
Yeah,
prior to that.
it's like fighting a southpaw. A lot of them hooks might end up hitting you towards the back of the head. It's just the angle.
Well, and that's part of what we were talking about before with Henderson kind of turning his head. All right, let's make this official. Here's Jeff Hobbs.
Stop to this bout at 1 minute and 18 seconds of round 2. Your winner by TKO, Jamie Pederson.
TKO victory in the second round by Jamie Pederson. What a reaction here from the packed house underground.
DJ, he's great at Muay Thai, but he's good at having good boxing with Muay Thai, even though he's a traditional guy. It's a beautiful mix.
Put together, of course. Getting it done.